Waiting is the second song on the album. And here we start to really come to grips with what it means to be processing our disappointments and our disillusions and our depressions with God. We see in Ecclesiastes this word that's often translated as meaningless, or it used to be translated as vanity, and it's the Hebrew word hevel. And vanity was actually a really good translation, while the word vanity meant pointlessness and meaninglessness and that kind of thing, but it kind of means self-obsessed now. And so we don't really think that's the kind of translation that we should be going with. And instead, what a lot of people have begun to support is this idea that hevel is absurd. And so that trying to find meaning or trying to do all of these things is ultimately dumb. It's absurd. It doesn't make sense. It's insane and ununderstandable on the face of it. And we kind of get this from the companion phrase that often comes alongside hevel in the book of Ecclesiastes, which is that of chasing after the wind. And you might understand this phrase if it wasn't so kind of irreverent or maybe not very transcendent. You could translate chasing after the wind as like herding cats. It's not just temporary or pointless or futile, but it's kind of dumb. And Kohelet kind of, as he's exploring and writing down his thoughts in this book, goes on this big long journey of not just doing maybe temporary things or pointless things, but ultimately he finds his search for meaning and satisfaction. He finds it dumb, as if you're never going to get there. It's a completely ridiculous idea, and it just doesn't happen. And so we read this book alongside Kohelet, and we think, well, if he can't be happy, you know, how will I? And this song really is meant to express that conclusion, really, that we can go through and find in life all kinds of things that maybe even make us happy for a small while, or we can leave no stone unturned, as Kohelet does, really, and yet find nothing that fully satisfies or permanently satisfies us. I've tried to capture that in this song, especially with that end thought of being in an eternity of disappointment. We are alongside Kohelet here as we read this book and as we experience these things in life. We're not just physically or emotionally defeated sometimes, but often we're spiritually defeated, completely distanced from God and longing for the kind of satisfaction that He gives us, and yet unable to find it, and looking to all kinds of things around us for it, and it's nowhere to be found. And those are genuine things, and we begin to process through those things as we go through the songs of the album. But I think it's important actually just to recognize at this point what it is that we're doing and what it is that we're feeling, which is really looking for satisfaction in ways that really aren't reliant on God. And really He is the only one who can give us that kind of satisfaction in His timing and in His will and in His pleasure. And so we wait for Him, and on some level I think that has to be enough.